now called to order. Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Here.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Here.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Here.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
Mr. Parzak?
Here.
Mrs. Rich?
Here. The meeting is now open. Adequate notice of the meeting was provided by posting a copy of the time and place on the municipal clerk's bulletin board and mailing a copy of same to the press and the Cape May County Herald on January 4th, 2019. Will everyone please rise to salute the flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any communications?
No, Mayor.
May I have a motion concerning the minutes?
Yes, I'd like to move that since all the members of council have received or have been provided with a copy of the minutes of the work session, the meeting of the September 17th, 2019, the work session and meeting of October 1st, 2019, if there's no additions or corrections, I move we dispense with the reading of the minutes and that they be approved.
So moved.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We'll now have public comment. Anyone wishing to address mayor and council may do so at this time by coming forward to the microphone and stating your name and address for the record.
Sandy Slavik, 323 84th Street. I come before Borough Council today representing the Garden Club. Number one, a request. The lot that was purchased for the pumping station has a lot of natural habitat on it. And I've just been informed the only catawba tree in the borough. And it's a habitat for birds and butterflies. And if in the construction of the pumping station, they could leave as much of the natural habitat as possible, but to take into consideration.
And we've already actually had that conversation in the flood mitigation meeting, and we brought it to the attention of the engineer that that is not just abandoned brush there, that's actually something that has been taken care of for years by the family and so on and so forth. And it's on, I guess I can say it's on our radar
Okay.
that, to see what can be done. I don't think any promises can be made at this point. We haven't seen any of the engineering of what that lot's going to look like, but we are cognizant of that.
And of course, whatever can be left there is going to help with the visual look of
Right,
the pumping station there.
yes.
And secondly, I would like to publicly acknowledge and thank the Public Works Department for the care and maintenance for the hanging baskets and urns this summer. They're, as most of you probably see, they're especially beautiful, and the urns are still flowering, and they really wouldn't stay that nice if they weren't being taken care of by the borough. So, thank you.
Thank you, Sandy. Is there anyone else who would like to address mayor and council? Come on, Ro.
No, Kim. I sent my pictures to Kim to give to you, Jill. I don't know if you got them Friday. I'm Ro Huffner. Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Ro Huffner. I live at 301 96th Street in Stone Harbor on the southwest corner of 86th Street and 3rd Avenue. What'd I say? I'm sorry, 86. I was talking about 96. I apologize. We heard about Friday. We all know what happened. We heard the sirens go off Thursday night and Friday. I lost my home to Sandy and I know what flooding's like, and I know where we live. I'm in a low zone area. I am requesting council to, when sirens go off, when there's an emergency as such with the flooding, please, you close 96th Street. Close from smugglers, detour the trucks. I had 9:05, I called the police asking for help, just saying, please, can you detour it? Supposed to get a call back, never did. On my phone, I have the time. I called Judy. She called me back. Gave Borough Hall my number. Borough Hall called me back. I spoke to, I believe, Kim. Had a conversation. I sent her the pictures. and this isn't anything like Sandy, but at that time, 10 o'clock in the morning, it was over the park bench. 4 tractor trailers came down the street, barrel you-know-whating, causing wave action. That first one was Bob's Furniture. Second one was a beer distributor. Third one was, I don't know, but I took the phone number and called and registered a complaint. Fourth one was a seafood distributor. Going over 25 miles, first one hit the sign in the road that said road flooded and turned it around. Meanwhile, every time they come down the road, it's causing wave action that's coming into my downstairs, my underneath the house. And it actually, I called my landscaper. He came in to clean up because my rock, I don't know what you want to call it, the wall around my garden, from the water receding, actually washed out the dirt in it and took it down. All I am requesting, and it's not just me, I'm requesting that at least consider detouring the traffic. I know it's a county road. It's a hazard. It's, to me, not only because of my property and my neighbors around me, but it's really, something's going to happen. I'm waiting for them to end up in my house. So I wish council would consider somehow working. I just spoke to the emergency management guy, and we said we work together, but I wanted to get on record. Please, consider, I'm willing to work with you. You tell me what you want. We worked with the bulkhead issue before, Ray, and the people from my street. Please consider closing it down from Smuggler's Cove to at least 87th. That's where the bulk of the flooding is. 88th, anyone who knows is here can go down Second, come up 88th to go to Sunset to a point, and then on down. You need me? My number's there. I know council members, but I honestly wish you would consider this request, not only from me, but from the other ones that are on my block. And if you want to see the pictures, see them. Thank you.
Okay, okay. Is there anyone else who would like to address mayor and council? And we can certainly work on a plan for how that would happen and how to reroute it and so on and so forth, and we can work with the police chief on that and OEM. No one else would like to address mayor and council? Seeing no one, I shall close public comment. Ordinance 1558.
Mayor and council, I move that ordinance 1558 be taken up on first reading.
Second?
This, want to vote?
Should,
Will the clerk read the title only of ordinance 1557 on first reading?
An ordinance amending Chapter 475, the revised general ordinances, street openings and excavations.
This is an amendment to an existing ordinance that we discussed at the last work session, and what it deals with is streamlining the administrative process for these street openings and sidewalk repairs from, I think, what was talked about as a 17-step process down to something much more manageable. The mayor and council, I move that ordinance 1558 be passed on first reading, published according to law, and that it be taken up on second, third, and final reading and adoption at a meeting of mayor and council to be held on the 19th day of November 2019.
second?
Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Aye.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Ordinance 1559.
Madam Mayor, I move that ordinance 1559 be taken up for first reading.
Second?
Will the clerk read the title only of ordinance 1559 on first reading?
An ordinance amending Chapter 560-35 of the revised general ordinances relating to non-conforming lots, structures, and uses.
This ordinance addresses the issue discussed at the previous work session involving non-conforming lots where they are technically undersized in terms of frontage currently, but have always had a single-family home built upon them. and will be allowed to continue to have a single-family home on those lots, new construction, as long as they comply with all other aspects of the zoning ordinance.
May I ask a question? Does this have to do only with new construction?
Has to do with tear downs. The ordinance as it reads now allows for one tear down of an existing home on that non-conforming lot. We discussed this, I think, on a couple occasions where there have now been new homes meant to be torn down again. So it's involving a clarification, allowing for a second tear down to occur and a third and a fourth going in perpetuity, really.
Okay, thank you.
Madam Mayor, I move that ordinance 1559 be taken up on
First.
reading.
Second?
I move that ordinance 1559 be passed on first reading, published according to law, and that it be taken up on second, third, and final reading and adoption at a meeting of mayor and council to be held on the 19th day of November 2019.
Second.
Clerk, clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
So nobody has this assigned ordinance. It's the one that we just discussed at the work session, that ordinance 1560 concerning the zoning changes. So ordinance 1560.
Madam Mayor, I'll move that ordinance 1560 be taken up on first reading.
Second?
Will the clerk read the title only of ordinance 1560 on first reading?
An ordinance amending Chapter 560-33, regulating heights of decks.
Madam Mayor, I move that ordinance 1560 be passed on first reading, published according to law, and that it be taken up on second, third, and final reading and adoption at a meeting of mayor and council to be held on the 19th day of November 2019.
Is that correct? We got the dates?
Yes.
Okay.
Second?
Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-153.
I'd like to offer 2019 S-153 for adoption.
Second?
This is a tax assessment error that's being corrected to the tax duplicate.
Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-154.
I offer Resolution 2019 S-154 for adoption.
Second?
This is a refund of direct debit. The person forgot to cancel, so it was automatically deducted from her account.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-155.
Madam Mayor and Council, I offer Resolution 2019-S-155 for adoption.
Second?
This resolution involves a shared services agreement with the Cape May Department of Health.
Any discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
Resolution 2019 S-156.
Mayor and council, I offer Resolution 2019 S-156 for adoption.
Second.
This is for the procurement of a truck for the Water and Sewer Department. It's going to replace a 13-year-old vehicle that's rusting out and has a tendency to just stop running at various times.
Clerk, any more discussion? Clerk, call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.
I need a motion approving the Harvest Festival special event application.
So moved.
Second?
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I need a motion to go to bid for the 2019 Utility and Road Program.
So moved.
Second.
Authorize to go to bid October 15th, advertise October 19th, bid opening October 31st at 10 a.m., possible award November 5th. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I need a motion for a new member of the fire department,
So moved.
Second?
and this is Tina Prickett.
This is Tina. Yes.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? No items on the agenda for discussion. May I have a motion approving the bill list?
I offer a motion approving the bill list and to authorize the CFO to pay the bills when the funds are available and the vouchers are properly endorsed.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? At this time, we're about to consider a resolution to go into private session. We would appreciate if you would all remain seated until the resolution has been acted upon. At the conclusion of the private session, we will come back into public session for the purpose of either taking action as a result of our discussion in private session or to simply adjourn. It is also possible that someone might bring up some other item of business in public session after we come back from private session. Resolution 2019 S-157.
I offer Resolution 2019 S-157 for adoption.
Second.
Clerk call the roll.
Mr. Dallahan?
Yes.
Mrs. Gallagher?
Yes.
Mr. Kraftcheck?
Yes.
Mr. Moore?
Yes.
Mr. Parzak?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Yes.